If anybody deserved to come home, this man deserved to come home.
Are you sure about that? No one, I repeat, no one is probably gonna like what I have to say about this Griner situation. So let's get that out the way. I don't think they should have traded Brittany. That's obvious. Biden, the fuck are you doing, bruh? Listen, Biden, we got Russians in this country right now. In fact, grab Leonardo DiCaprio's ass and charge him for flirting with Jeff Bezos' girl. Honestly, that's where I'd start. But I think Brittany would have been fine, because last time I checked, she's 6'9", 205 pounds. I'm 95% sure Baby B could fuck me up.
Now you ain't gonna catch me as usual.
So yeah, give her a year and she'd be running that prison. But y'all not here for that. And I hate to bring it back to race, but race is important. So, who is Paul Whelan? Because we should have freed him before we freed Big Shirley. I mean Big Brittany. Well, Paul was a U.S. Marine.
Oorah, he's a Marine.
Who was dishonorably discharged?
What?
Yeah, old Paul was a scammer, and they found him guilty of multiple counts of larceny,
He's stealing.
fraud, using other people's social security numbers, writing bad checks, and giving false statements.
You're a liar.
Now, the writing bad checks alone should have been a death sentence in this country, and that's word to George Floyd. But no, instead, the military sentenced him to 60 days restriction, a reduction in pay, and I guess they gave him a spy job after. Oh, and did you know he wasn't even born in the US? He's from Canada. Imagine if he was born in Mexico, or in the words of Donald Trump, one of those shithole countries. He would be irrelevant.
We left Paul Whelan, an ex-Marine, I should say a Marine, who is being unjustly held in Russia. We left him there, but we gave them the merchant of death.
Listen, whatever Russia said he did,
He did that shit. You guilty as fuck.
see, old Paul here had 4 passports: Canadian, American, British, and Irish. And he was caught with classified documents. Says here, Whelan was arrested December 28th, 2018 in a Moscow hotel with classified information. And when he was caught, he said he thought the flash drive that he received from an acquaintance contained holiday photos.
Come on, son.
Bro, this happened in 2018. Who keeps photos on a thumb drive anymore? Unless, you're hiding your old nudes.
You're nasty.
But either way, we gotta do better. And side note, Paul was locked up while Trump was president. And Putin and Trump were tight. So why didn't Trump free him? Interesting.
She was convicted of a crime that she committed. Paul Whelan's in jail for a crime he did not commit.
Honestly, I'm a vet myself. I'm on Team USA. But come on now, are we really gonna act like being a spy and stealing classified documents isn't a crime? And I heard he was spying for his own personal gain. But I'm be honest, I couldn't find proof on that. But it was no way Russia was giving up Paul.
Unfortunately, the choice became to either bring Brittany home or no one. As the president said this morning, he will never stop working to secure Paul's release and return home, and he will not give up. On a personal note, Brittany is more than an athlete, more than an Olympian. She is an important role model and inspiration to millions of Americans, particularly the LGBTQI plus Americans and women of color.
Y'all gonna make me say it, huh? Nobody watches the WNBA. Definitely not millions, and especially not women. In fact, most Americans didn't know who she was until she got caught up in Russia. Biden's team did this to score political points, and this was beyond stupid, because anyone named the Merchant of Death needs to stay in prison.
Forever.
Victor Boot, in my eyes, is one of the most dangerous men on the face of the earth.
On the face of the earth.
Without a doubt.
Mike Braun, the former chief of operations for the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration, told us Boot first exploded on the scene in war-torn West Africa in the late 1980s. Elevating bloody conflicts from machetes and single-shot rifles to
AK-47s, not by the thousands, but by the tens of thousands.
So he weaponizes civil war in Africa.
He transformed these young adolescent warriors into insidious, mindless, maniacally driven killing machines that operated with assembly line efficiencies.
He put weapons into the hands of Africans. Interesting. My question is, why does the United States care about him arming Africans in Africa? Because I know y'all don't care about black on black crime. My guess is y'all wanted to take Africa's resources, just like other countries, and arming Africans made it more complicated. You see, the United States, and I'm sure other countries, have a funny way of only telling one side of the story. Like the war in Iraq. We still looking for those weapons of mass destruction. So it's hard for me to trust anything this country says without hearing about it from the African countries involved. But let's continue.
What makes him a threat to the United States?
He is a shadow facilitator. He's arming not only designated terrorist groups, insurgent groups, but he's also arming very powerful drug trafficking cartels around the globe.
Taking advantage of Russian military contacts at the highest levels and the collapse of the Soviet Union, federal prosecutors allege Boot essentially became a one-stop shop, offering an unlimited supply of stockpiled Cold War weapons to bad guys around the world, including Charles Taylor of Liberia, who's now on trial for war crimes.
There's two sides to this story, and guys, I'm not gonna even act like I'm an expert in this, but I know for a fact the reason US citizens aren't liked in certain parts of the world is because our military commits war crimes too. Honestly, I just find it funny that when a man looks like Paul, the media doesn't care about his past. Hell, I had to research everything in this video that I found out about Paul, but if the man looked like me, every news channel would be talking about the time I jaywalked, and half the country would believe I was a criminal who deserved to rot in a Russian prison. You see, we're so quick to judge this situation, including me, and we gotta do better. Because now, Russia's demanding a spy held in Germany be freed in exchange for Paul Whelan. So, it's looking like he might get out anyways. Honestly, I'm not even sure I care anymore. But Biden, if you listening, free my student loan debt, because I'm here to tell you right now, I will never, ever pay you, motherfucker. And that's word to Brittney Griner. Oh, and free Paul. I know he did it, but I'm black, so I guess that's what I'm supposed to say. I'm out.